All right, let's take a look at number 3 here on this worksheet. So I have angles on the inside of the triangle, and it looks like I have an exterior angle. And not only that, it looks like I have 2 different variables here, x and y. All right, well, let's just slow down here. Let's take it easy. Let's take a look at what we have. So I noticed that there's all x's on the inside of the triangle. And you know that one of our theories about triangles is that all the angles in a triangle add up to equal 180 degrees. So let's go ahead and just focus on the inside of the triangle, and let's add all the angles inside together. So that would give me x plus 3x plus 2 plus 90 equals 180, because remember the little box inside of a triangle means that's 90 degrees. So, and again, I'm doing this because all the angles inside of the triangle are 90 degrees, and that makes it super easy to find one variable at a time. And this is one of my favorite theorems because it's just so easy to remember that all angles in a triangle add to give me 180. So let's go ahead and combine like terms to solve this equation. X and 3x together give me 4x plus 2 plus 90 equals 180. Now let's combine the 2 and the 90, which will give me 4x plus 92 equals 180. Now my like terms are on different sides, so I'd subtract 92, and I'm going to get 4x equals, I believe that's going to make up, so we got to borrow, bring it over, 88. So 4x equals 88. To solve for x, we divide by 4 on both sides, and x is going to equal 22. Okay, so we know x equals 22. All right, now let's go ahead and figure out y. So now we're getting on this y part here. It's on the outside of the triangle. So we could use the rule of the exterior angles, meaning y, the angle on the outside of the triangle, will equal the 2 angles farthest away from it, which would be 3x plus 2 and 90 added together. But there's another theory. Think about this. Notice how x and y are on the same straight line. Notice how x and y are on the same straight line right here. So there's a thing called supplementary angles, which I'm sure you guys have heard of before, which mean 2 angles or multiple angles that add to give you 180. And you know it's going to be 180 because they're on a straight line. So if I already know x is 22, I could just figure out x plus y equals 180. And that's supplementary angles. And again, like we said, we already know x is 22. So let's plug it in. 22 plus y equals 180. And then to get y by itself, we just subtract 22 from 180. And we're going to get y equals 158. So we know y equals 158. All right, so now that we have our variables figured out, let's go ahead and find out what a is. So angle A is just x, so we know that's 22. B, I actually have to plug in x to figure out what b is, so it's going to be 3 times 22 plus 2. 3 times 22 is 66, and 66 plus 2 will give me 68 degrees. So b is 68. And then angle C, well, it's a right angle, and all right angles are 90 degrees. So this one, again, you just had to kind of look at it and see what variables. Whenever we make equations, we always want to just keep it to one variable. We don't want to combine x's and y's together. We only want to deal with one variable at a time. So I noticed my x's were inside the triangle, and that's why I started with the sum of the interior angles of a triangle, and those, of course, add up to be 180 degrees.